Hello, and thanks for listening. I think that was fairly successful, just like the Amplitube4 one was. I didn't actually do that much effort with this one. You might notice also I don't have the full version of Amplitube5. I have the free version and top it up with the custom shop and stuff like that. I do think that Amplitube5 sounds more convincing. It sounds better. It responds better. The interface is a little bit laggier and slower. I've not updated yet, but it does sound better. I can't put my finger on it. It sounds more convincing to me. Anyway, I'd like to thank Peter Wall for doing the lead bit. I'm hoping that he will agree to collaborating a little bit more in the future. So my experience so far with Amplitube5 is, how do I put it? I think it's good. It's just a little bit slow. What I mean by that, you open and close it when you change things. It's not as quick and responsive as Amplitube4 was, but it doesn't really bother me because I think it sounds much better. So the whole point of this was to see if we can get Amplitube5 to Doom like we did with the other one, and how realistic we can make it sound. I think the one failing is the drums. You need a real drummer because you need a lot more kind of motion and flow, and it's kind of nearly impossible to do that with using something like MIDI drums. So yeah, where were we? Let me just quickly check something because I have this. The guitar I used was this one, which is my Franken SG, which I love the sound of. Peter's setup. Let's check this out. Peter's setup was, that's for the lead, by the way. Where is it? Give me a minute. Okay, so I just got the DI from him. So he used the Solar A2.7 with Fishman Fluence Keith Merrow pickups into a Sine Effect Wee DI. So Sine Effect, they are built in Glasgow. Another friend of mine, he has got a really nice small format kind of DI that he sells. So check out Sine Effect. And this then goes into a Focusrite 2i2, and so that's his whole setup. And just out of a bit of interest, he was actually drinking Cardew single malt gold reserve while tracking. So there you go. So Solar A2.7 with Fishman Fluence Keith Merrow pickups into Sine Effect DI into a Focusrite 2i2. Now he did tell me that he was probably going to set the Fishmans to the kind of analog setting, if you like, so the PAF setting, because it suited it more. So I suppose that's what he did. So thank you very much. But nothing to do but have a look on how we mixed it and the setting. So thank you very much. And just to quickly go over what we've done here to try and achieve some doominess with Amplitube5. Just like the last one, please look at it. I'll link to it in the description to the Does It Doom Amplitube5. I basically did roughly the same thing, just with a new track. So again, I've used 2 drum tracks here. The main reason to try and really fill it out. So if you listen to the drums, quite a bit of reverb, nice and big, the way it should be. The next thing, let's have a quick look. So I've got 2 DI tracks for the guitars. They're obviously double tracked, panned hard left and right. They both have exactly the same setting. So this is the rhythm. So if we go to, we're running a fuzz face. These two are off. Into an orange, into the gain channel. You can see the settings here. And we're running two cabs. The orange cab and the Brit, which is the 1960A, if I'm not mistaken. And then just a little bit of compression and EQ. Get rid of some of the really low end, because there's a lot of it in the bass, and some of the top end. So they're both running the same. And then we have this Oral River. It's free, a reverb, and it is amazing. It just sounds brilliant for drums, you name it, vocals. I've used it on everything. So, and I'm also using the Audio Assault. I pretty much use their presets and then tweak them just a little bit because they are pretty spot on, but I do dial them back out. If you see here, the effect on the overall VST and how much actually affects the track is kind of dialed out a bit. So I make it work really well, and then I kind of dial it out a wee bit. And then I've got the channel strip emulator, the Neve channel strip emulator, fairly hard driven. Then we have the bass. We've got two bass cabs running, so actually two. Again, this time it's exactly the same DI. We've got the Trace Elliott with Trace Elliott cab, as well as the I think again this is the Brit. Yeah, this is the Brit 800, so the Marshall 800 cab. There's a bit of tweaking, a little bit of drive added with the crusher, but not much. So if you want to listen to that separately. That's just the Trace Elliott. Then the other one is actually the Randall high gain amp that comes free with Amplitube. And you can see the gain is just dialed down a little bit. Pedals are off, but there is a fair amount of chorus, compression, and delay. Analog chorus, no delay, sorry. Give it a bit of a feel. So if you put the two together, you get a really nice full bass sound, and it is a little bit controlled with a compressor, and again the EQ from Audio Assault. The lead is a bit more interesting. If you see here, we have got some automation, and that is for the wah. So I'll play you back just the wah bit. Now the wah is automated. You'll see the pedal move. Don't know if you can see that here. Just there. So what this is doubled up, and the one track here is exactly the same, just without the wah and the delay and everything else, and that's just blended in. So if we just play those two tracks together. And that is pretty much everything. I am most likely, I kind of like this track. I might actually do more with it and make it a single. So what I'd like you guys to do, if you like this sort of content, please subscribe, like, and tell your friends and girlfriends about it. So thank you very much.